Hey, hello everyone, welcome to my channel Relationship Stories. In this video, we are going to give our judgment to the two real persons for their selfish actions against their loved ones. But before that, I will give you the one-liner for their actions. The first person in this story lied to her girlfriend and broke up with her while her grandmother was struggling for her life in the deathbed. The second person was a little more than that because he had the pictures of his girlfriend's mother and her friend in his secret gallery in his phone. And to be honest, you all will be shocked after knowing the reason for this. So, let's hear the story from their side. This happened around 4 years ago, and some of my friends thought I was too harsh, but I want to hear the internet's opinion. Back then, my ex-girlfriend, 25, just broke up with me, 29. I asked that we try to resolve the conflict, but she said no. Then gave me an ultimatum to give in to all her demands or she will break up with me. I said I am unable to comply with all her demands then, so she ended things. Turns out she did not really want to break up and only did it in order to force me to comply with her demands. She kept messaging me that she wanted to give me a chance. My feelings were getting roller coastered at the time, but I did my best not to give in. Thus, she sent me a long ass message accusing me of breaking up with her, letting her go so easily, not fighting for our love, and that she accepts the breakup. Then she blocked me, so I blocked her too, and thought that was over. However, 1 month after this, she suddenly calls me using someone else's number, crying that her grandma is dying. I simply said, I'm sorry, then I told her I gotta go and do something, and ended the call abruptly. At that point, I was tired of her attempts to play with my feelings, so I messaged the number she used, telling her that it's unhealthy to come to me in her time of need. As we were no longer together, then I sent a follow-up message telling her to never contact me again. Luckily, that did the trick and she finally left me alone for good. However, some of my friends in the workplace said I was too harsh, especially since her grandmother was dying. For me, I found it very tacky for her to use a dying grandma that way, just to play with my feelings. So, am I the devil for doing this, guys? And guys, before telling your judgment, please hear this additional information too. At the time of breakup, her short-term demands were 1. For me to drop everything I was doing at the time and go to the mall where she was so we could talk things over. And 2. Drive her home afterwards. At the time, I could not do those two things and I was having dinner with my family and had a lot of pending work I needed to do afterwards. I asked that we talk about this over the phone first, but she gave me a firm no. She has basically told me that if I don't go to the mall now, she was breaking up with me. After this day, when she was still trying to give me a chance, we did try to talk. Her long-term demand was for me to give her full dedication. This means she wanted me to bring her home after each date. Her reasoning was that if I did love her, I would do anything for her. However, that is impractical. This was most frustrating for me because at the start of our dating, I made it clear that I did not have the capability as I did not have a car of my own. And she agreed, saying it was fine that I could not do it. Plus, our homes are very far away. Mine is 10 km north from the workplace, while hers is 50 km east from the workplace. We work in the same place. If I bring her home at night after our dates using public transportation, I would end up going home beyond midnight and I have to be at the work the next day, 7 am most of the time. Turns out her claim that she was fine with all this was a lie, and she was building up resentment over the fact that I can't accompany her all the way home all the time. I have done it only a handful of times when I was able to borrow my mom's car. It seems that you are not the devil in this situation. Your ex-girlfriend ended things with you and then tried to manipulate you by sending you mixed messages. When she called you to inform you of her grandmother's impending death, it appeared that she was trying to play with your emotions again. It is understandable that you would not want to be involved with someone who was emotionally manipulating you. Your response to her message was direct and straightforward, and you made it clear that you did not want to be contacted again. You have the right to set boundaries and protect your emotional well-being. However, it is also important to acknowledge that the other people may have different perspectives and opinions on the matter. Ultimately, it is up to you to decide what is best for yourself in that situation. Our friend said, "You are not the devil." Her ultimatum was for you to say yes to all her demands, or she would end the relationship. Then, because you showed self esteem, she accused you of not fighting for the relationship. You are well out of that narcissistic clutches. That is enough on its own to go no contact. But then she weaponized grief to pull you back in. Heck no, you got out in a nick of time. Your friends should have had your back on this. You are not wrong in this situation. Had to recheck the ages because this sounds like something a young teenager would do. She used a sad situation to try and manipulate you, which you could have responded in a nicer way. You did not have to, and she didn't deserve it anyways for what she was trying to do. For the next story, am I the devil for going through my partner's phone? I, 22 female, was sitting next to him, 42 male, and he wanted to show me a meme. As he opened his Photos app, there was the main gallery and the personal ones you can create yourself. Well, there was one called Chicks, and the cover was a selfie of my best friend. Naturally, I asked what it was, and he refused to show me. I was getting annoyed and took the phone to click on it. There were just selfies of all the women I knew, including my friends, people we had both worked with, and his friends' exes. I asked him what that was all about, and he told me he used it on his alone time for you know what. I was so furious and told him that I didn't want him to do that because I felt disrespected. And I also think it's disrespectful to the women. He said he would delete it, and that was it. A few months passed and I started to get a weird feeling like something was wrong. I looked into his phone again when he was sleeping, just to be sure that it was again, and either the pictures had never been deleted or he saved them from the social media profiles again and created a new gallery. In the morning, I confronted him about it, and he told me it was not okay for me to go through his phone and that I invaded his privacy, and I had just have to accept it as it is. I told him that I could not accept it because to me this is infidelity. He assured me it won't happen again. Now this has happened like 8 or 9 times. Well, I looked again and it was there again. The last time was the worst because now my mom was in it and even more of my closest friends. I don't know what to do anymore. I know it's not right to look into anyone's phone and I would not have done it if there had not been any reason. Is my reason good enough or am I the devil for invading his privacy? My opinion is, OP, you are not wrong in this particular situation, but it's understandable why you felt compelled to check your partner's phone again after discovering the Chicks gallery. It's concerning that he disregarded your initial request to delete it and continued to save pictures of women, including your friends and family, without your consent. However, going through someone's phone without their permission is a violation of their privacy and trust. Our friend said, "You are not the devil. He is obviously a creep and treating you like this is not okay." While going through someone's phone is overstepping boundaries, you saw the evidence because he accidentally showed it to you, thus giving you a reason. Also, there should be nothing on that phone where you are in relationship. Any healthy partner will happily hand you their phone because they won't have anything to hide from you. I hope you will find a better relationship next time and wish you a lot of strength going forward. No, you are not wrong. I would tell all of my friends and my mom that they are in his bank. They deserve to know and he is a creep so they can stay away. You seem oddly concerned about respecting his privacy when you know he is being extremely disrespectful and creepy to people you care about. His focus on you disrespecting his privacy is him trying to avoid talking about his disrespectful actions of lying and creeping on your friends and mom. It is a classic Darwo, deny any wrongdoing, attack the accuser, reverse who the victim is and who is the offender. It is a common tactic used by abusers to continue getting away with abuse. Girl, please run away from this guy as soon as possible.